in some other areas where CSs have been nominated, those who act as those who are the members of the parliament. But different from that, a twist in this story, or this story is all about IEB seeks time limit for county bosses removal. That is the governor. They say electoral agency wants impeachment motion on governors to be dispensed of within 6 months. Now that's what IBC is talking about. You can also get to read much of that story in page 6 of the People Daily newspaper. Now, when you come to page 7, that's where we have Auditor General on NGCDF billion plundered. You can also read there. Some Auditor General is saying that some projects in several constituencies were incomplete and others had stalled or had poor workmanship. That's a story that I believe you will love to get more and read and find more of what is in the story. Now, on the same note, remember you can also read a story on page 8, how Steelette US operation spirited away wanted man. Now that's also a story that you will read more. My dear viewers, we have a lot more for you in the People Daily newspaper, and there is a lot. Now we're going to jump on the editorial, the People Daily editorial on page 10. Now, where we have quotes of the day, we have quotes from Chipukizi and all that. So let me see which quote to give you. Let me take on this quote from Kupet, Kiambu County Chairperson, Dr. Rose Kiru. She's saying, the safety of students in schools cannot be assured when teachers are not there. The only other place they are safe is at their homes. That is a quote of the day from the People's editorial. That is on page 10 of the People Daily newspaper. Remember, there are a lot of quotes there, but we decided to check on one. And also we have there a cartoon of the day where we see there Cash, and we have Kupet officials. We have a Kupet official there with a big belly. I don't know what this insinuates. Can you reduce the size of the trap at a fee end of the road for Kupet? Now there's also a trap there. Now you can also check there and find out what that cartoon is all about. Now we'll also have there some more stories and feature stories on Ruto tour of Nyanza. Raila cloud not far away. That's a story that you'll have to read there by Alberto Leni. You get a copy and read, and many other stories which are there. On page 11, we also have feature stories which are there. The editorial stories you can also check and read out more. As we move to page 12, in page 12 we have a farm in 1.5 billion NHIF scandal snub house team. Now the story is all about governor has also been barred from accessing county offices until the case is determined. Now let me give you just a brief of what this story is all about. 2 farms named in scandal where National Hospital Insurance Fund, that is NHIF, is accused of initiating a project on a disputed piece of land yesterday snubbed parliamentary committee, citing a court case over the matter. Now there are farms there which are now facing serious allegations, and they were supposed to appear before the committee, which they failed to appear, citing that the issue in question is in court. Now you can also get to read there, because 1.4 billion is a lot of money. That's a question you love to read there. We also have a filler story Korean agency backs Turkana women basket making plan. Now that's also a story which I believe you will be much interested to find out. At the same time, county learners to access library services in a proposal. Now there is a proposal, a bill that has been proposed by Senator Joyce Korir that seeks that when the bill passes, then every county will have to be there will be a library built in all the counties. Each counties will be having a school library, and this will see to that learners will have to get access to the school library for free if this bill sees the light of the day. Now that's a story that you'll have to get into and read more and more and more. On the same, we are moving into page 14 of the People Daily newspaper, where cancer warrior offers hope amid challenges. Now, survivors beats all odds to battle cancer condition she has had for the last 9 years. 9 years. That's a story by Rose Mausia. Now you can also read that story by Rose Mausia and get to see how a cancer survivor, how she battled with cancer and emerged victorious after 9 years of battle with the cancer. You can also read that story at the same time on the same page, where we have a philanthropist reach out to patients with hefty medical bill payout. Now that's also a story which I believe you can also get to read in page 14 of the People Daily newspaper. Now we move into page 16. That is the business hub. What do we have in the business today? Now in the business today, we have a story that you will have to read and find out more. Now, the last time that Kenya Airways recorded a profit was in 2013. That's when they recorded a record profit of 384 million, a profit. And after that, there was a silent. Every time there's been like every time KQ's making losses, there's shifting of bosses, and this time around, the first quarter, KQ has made a profit worth 513 million. That's a profit that has sparked a mixed reaction, as some people say, somebody saying KQ, Kenya Airways should come out clearly and say the sources of the profit that they are reporting. Now, to me, I believe that should be something we should inspire. If a company well known as Kenya Q records a profit, I don't see why some people should come up and say KQ should now give detailed information on how they have risen to that level. Now, that's a story by Cynthia Atuo. You'll get that story in page 16 of the People Daily newspaper. Now, at the same time, on the same page, state urged to reinstate export ban and protect macadamia processors. Now, the body has urged that the state should reinstate the ban and export of macadamia processors. Now, that's also a story that I believe would inspire you to read in Business Matters. On the same note, when you move to Business Matters on page 17 or in page 17, CBK, Central Bank of Kenya, reveals cheapest and most expensive lenders. Now, I believe that's a story that you love to get into. Now, for the borrowers, you love to now find out which is the cheapest lender and which is the most expensive lender, so that when you go to borrow, you don't just borrow from any, but you choose which fits you. And I believe there's a reason as to why this has been out. Now, on the same note, in our own county, Migori allocates 25 millions to bolster agricultural productivity in the county. Now, that's the work of His Excellency Dr. Uchilo Mbugayako, who has allocated 25 million Kenyan shillings to bolster agricultural production in Kenya. Now, let me read for you this story. It says, Migori County has allocated 25 million to bolster agricultural productivity by hiring 7 agri-entrepreneurs per ward. So every ward is going to have that is agri-entrepreneur. This is part of the Governor Uchila Yako's initiative to tackle youth unemployment and enhance agricultural extension service across 40 wards in Migori County. Now, it is well elaborated, well stipulated how that is going to happen and how that is going to be infected. Please get your copy and read the People Daily newspaper. Now, new bill proposes mandatory licensing for public fundraising. Now, there is a bill that is coming up. Now, let us read this and also find out what do you expect to see. I'm only giving you a glimpse. State and public officers will soon need a license to hold fundraisers should a new bill proposed to Parliament become a law. Now, Public Fundraising Appeal Act 2024 was introduced by Kericho Senator Arion Cheriot and will be presented to the Senate for approval. Now, I believe that's a story. Find out exactly happening because there are more and more of that story. Now, CBK, Central Bank of Kenya, on page 18, fingers NSSF bond trading deal. That's bond trades raising alarm over market irregularities. Story by Cynthia Tuo. You can check that story and read on page 18 of the People Daily newspaper. Now, on the same page or in the same page, you are for the lovers of Nairobi Security Exchange, you get to get story there. For the lovers of Market Watch, you get to check there what is happening there. Now, residents hold proposed rail through Karen. That's also a story that I believe you can get to read. Now we move into page 19 where we have the world news. A statute's collapse shakes up politics in Indian state. Coming ahead of elections in Maharashtra, the incident has put the state ruling coalition on the back to race. That is after a statue collapsed in India, even as they are approaching elections in due time. German leaders urges firewall against far right after election win. That's a story that I believe you can read. Tunisia's police detain presidential hopeful. That's also a story as Tunisia police arrest and detains a presidential aspirant. That's a story that I believe you'll have to read. Now, moving into page 19 where we have spies. Crown fits well. Now, that's a story, a flavor of the day. Irene Ngendo, Mwiki 26, was recently crowned Miss Universe Kenya 2024 in a grand event in Nairobi. Now you can also read that story, that position. Please grab your copy and read that story. It is in page 20 of the People Daily newspaper. Now, when you come to page 21, how do people choose the food they buy? It depends. Now, that's also a story you can read on how people choose the food they buy. And that I will ask you, how do you choose the food that you buy? Come to think of it, People choose food they buy, number one, especially in today's society, with this economy. Some people choose the food they buy, number one, because of cash they have will determine the food they buy. Some other people also choose food they buy because of their poor eating habit. Some people also choose food they buy because of different foods or lack of food that you love to buy that is in the market. Now I ask you. Now let's continue. That story and much more you will find in page 24 of the People Daily newspaper. Now, poor agronomic practice and low seed quality hunting potato production. Now you know potato is used in large quantity everywhere. People eat chips. If you go to the hotels. Now, agronomic practices and low seed quality is now hunting production of potatoes. Now that's a story that you can read in page 22 on the People Daily newspaper. Now on Click and Clicks, Wheels on the Road, that is all about. On Take Off, communities drive conservation success in Eastern and Southern Africa. Now that's a story that I believe is worth reading. The involvement of locals in the production of Earth's natural resources has been instrumental in ensuring that efforts are sustainable and having long-lasting benefit. Now that's a story that you'll have to read there and find out more. Now defying odds, that's in plus. Defying all odds to become a change maker. Now, all Melvin Ouya wanted while growing up was to work in the bank sector, but her father's death threw her off balance. She then decided to pursue a career in public health that made her see the many challenges that her community was going through. Now you can read that story and find out. Now let me read for you what Ouya said. I faced significant financial, social, psychological, and physical hurdle, yet through perseverance and the support of various individuals and institutions, I overcame these obstacles. Now this is a wonderful story that I believe you need to grab a copy and read, and that only you can get in the People Daily newspaper, which is free. So just go out there and grab your copy and read. Time Out, that is in page 26 of the People Daily newspaper, where you are going to find different TV programs, that is ranging from KBC, KTN, Kameme TV, Citizen. All the TV program is there in page 26 of the People Daily newspaper. You can grab your copy and see how the day's TV program is. At the same time, for the lovers of horoscope, please jump in page 26 of the People Daily newspaper and read much more. For the lovers of Sudoku, check out. Now we move into page 28, where we have People Daily Sports. For the lovers of sports, let me give you this. Kenya rules the roasts. That is, Kenya fighters dominate the ring, with Jasiri leading charge, clinching 4 out of 6 titles in thrilling contest. Please check out and find out what happened in Mombasa and how Kenya did their best when it comes to matters of sports. Now, on the same, Betika, being Wafest Rugby, that is Rugby 10, scheduled to rock Kisumu this Friday. Now for the lovers of rugby, you can go and watch rugby live in Kisumu, brought to you by Betika. Now that's one of the stories we have on the sports you can check out there. We also have another story. We will give it our all. Virat. Now, Harambee Stars head coach aims at a dream start in the AFCON qualifier as the team lands in Kampala. Now, Harambee Stars in Kampala as they start their first kickoff for AFCON, African Cup of Nations qualifier. Now, the coach has said that they will give it their best, and he has to see that this time round Harambee Stars qualify for the African Cup of Nations. Now that you can also check and also read out there. Media Max Networks gears up for exclusive coverage of National Universities Sevens Cup. Now remember, universities are also having their Rugby Sevens tournament. The Media Max is out to capture and bring to you live all that is happening in the world of sports for the university rugby. You can also check that. United, we fall. For the lovers of football, I'm still nursing the injuries after Liverpool hammered us at home. Old Trafford, theatre of dreams. In fact, now United, we fall. You can see a picture of Rashford there. The performance was not good. Actually, I don't want to talk about it, but it is in the public domain. Manchester United lost against Liverpool, and this sees that Manchester is now placed in position 14 on the table. Manchester is position 14. As other teams are with 9 points, Manchester is only having 3 points. Now, you can also check that and find out more and read from that story, how it happened from London. Now, page 31 is also there. You can see that is Olympic 2024, 24th August to 28th August to 8th September. Now you'll also see there what's happening. That's in the Paralympic and all that. Please check out to see the photos there. Now moving, Mora sets world best record. Olympic bronze medalist reign supreme in Berlin, setting a new mark in the 600 meters contest. That's a thumbs up for Mora. Mora set a new record. Now that's a story that I believe you can read. Kenyans await for Paralympic medals continue as Waithera and Chela Felters. That's also a story that you love to read in page 32 of the People Daily newspaper. Now moving into page 33, we have there, that is SportPesa, giving you the teams to try your prediction. We move on to the last page, page 34, step by step on how to bet. My dear viewers, thank you for keeping tuned. But let me just bring this. How do you feel? I have 3 questions for you. How do you feel? Now, first, coming to the realization that what you actually always know to be true is not true. That's the first question. How will you feel? Question number 2. Eating is very important. The food we eat is very, very important. How are you going to balance what you eat with this economy? Question 3. You are given an opportunity to change something in the Republic of Kenya. What will you change? With those questions, I have to finish the show. Till tomorrow, a time like this. Thank you for keeping tuned. Have a wonderful Tuesday. Be blessed.